graffiti and writings on the walls and old dilapidated furniture.
What did he just say?
Walls and old dilapidated furniture.
What does that even? Nah, seriously, y'all. Tell me what that mean, bro. Like, come on, bro. Don't be saying dumb shit like that. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dilapidated. What does that even mean? Destroyed? Abandoned? Fucking cummed on? Like, I don't know what dilapidated mean. I know you are so confused right now. My room lost aura. This is the first video that I'm going to be recording. I had to move my PC setup because if you see, well, you can't, bro. I lost aura, and it's probably an echo now because I don't have my couch in here no more, and no Packers. I mean, this is a Packers like not tarp, fucking like banner, and then here's the one right over my actual gaming PS5 is over there. Hey, if you see this plastic, it's to keep the spiders out. You know, the laundry room was on the other side. You know, I blocked that off so the spiders can have their own room and then I can have my own room. So, and then some spiders don't respect it and they might kind of creep in here. I haven't seen one in a minute, so hopefully I don't get fucking jump scared. So, yeah, I lost aura. My room looks fucking dog shit. After I record this, dog, I'm deadass finna get some new Packer shit. And then like my trash can, dog, like my Switch. Okay, my room is actually not dirty. Because the reason this is a lot of yapping, I understand. The reason why I had to move my setup from over here, because my setup would be right here. This is exactly where it would be at. I moved it to the wall. Now the window's above me, and now the back, and then over here is where the Packers flags are at, like down that way. My dresser, my bed. I had to move it because my ceiling likes to piss on itself because of the goddamn dishwasher upstairs. Like, this is shit I gotta deal with. So I'm just gonna keep it over here. We gotta get some more decorations in this bitch. It's too naked in this motherfucker. I don't play that, y'all. So this is how the setup is gonna be for now. When I have my green screen up, it's not gonna have any effect. But when I do these reaction videos, yes, it looks like a butt-ass naked fucking dog shit, okay, man? Yo, what is up, you guys? Big. For another video, today's video, we're gonna be reacting to three true your band explorations. Now y'all know I can't read, so I don't know what's about to happen. This is Mr. Nightmare. Reacted to him last time. Shout out to him. And y'all want more, so we're gonna do more. Okay, try not to pay attention to the background too much. And I had to yap. Here we go.
Exclusive ones on your favorite apps. All of them are available to listen
scared,
to on
y'all.
Spotify,
Scared.
Apple Music, and
It's probably
Amazon
like an
Just
echo.
click the link
Not
in the
echo.
description or at the end of the video.
What do you call that shit when the room is empty? Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Story 1 by AP.
There's an abandoned motel called the Royal Hawaiian Motel. It's been abandoned for, I'm pretty sure, well over a decade. I do a lot of solo urban exploration, sometimes at night. The Royal Hawaiian Motel is located in Baker, California, and during the day it gets scorching hot. Too hot to be walking around with my backpack. So I chose to go to the motel during the night.
What does that even mean?
It was very easy to get to. I parked on the side of the road and walked over. There really was no fence or anything to hop over, and there was no security. It was one of the easier structures to get to that I've explored for sure. In the back was a really deep pool with a ton of graffiti. I shined my flashlight up at the actual motel, and I noticed half of the upstairs room's doors were slid open slightly or just completely shattered. Kinda creepy looking, but also expected.
And it's so crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna cap y'all. So I was planning on, like, a couple Halloweens ago, like I said, like 2 years ago or a year ago, I actually like wanted to explore a cornfield with the boys and like for a video, or like going to this abandoned school I went in one time and I've been trying to figure out the location. Would y'all want to see me do that on Halloween or some shit? Like, let me know, because I got the equipment now, so I'm really holding in now. Like, I'll be ready to do that type shit. But like, if we could, like, you know me, I'll do it if y'all.
Place had been abandoned for so long. Of course, other people have explored there. A part of the motel also looked like it had been engulfed in flames and partially burnt down.
Oh, wow.
I looked around the outside for a little while. It was late at night, so there were no sounds of nearby passing traffic.
Bro.
Besides the sounds of my shoes stepping over various pieces of debris, At one point, my blood ran cold when I heard a voice from somewhere in the vicinity. It sounded like a female's voice.
What'd she say?
My first instinct in these scenarios is to assume it's some kind of security worker or somebody
why would you think? Bro, this is not Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. You're not gonna, like, people are, like, there's not gonna be security just in there just surveilling, or unless they do that. I don't know if they do that. I thought once it's abandoned, it's over. There's no coming back to it. Who gives a fuck about it anymore? Until they break down the building or build something else over it. Why would there be security patrolling it?
Cause trouble for me, so I typically tend to walk out of sight and hide.
Good job.
That's what I did. I ran to one of the other rooms on the ground level and turned off my flashlight.
Oh shit.
I waited just a minute, and after hearing nothing, I turned it back on. I looked around this little room I was in, and the walls were littered with graffiti. There was only one piece of furniture in here. It was a little dresser with like 4 drawers on it, and then some dusty, dirty old mattress on the floor. I wondered if homeless people would come and sleep here, but honestly, it's just so far away from any real civilization that I doubted it. I left the room and continued around the motel.
Bro,
I would peek inside every little opening on the ground floor below the overhead walkway for the upper level rooms. Each room was pretty similar to the last, with different miscellaneous graffiti and writings on the walls and old dilapidated furniture.
What did he just say?
Different miscellaneous graffiti and writings on the walls and old dilapidated furniture.
What does that even? Nah, seriously, y'all, tell me what that mean, bro. Like, come on, bro. Don't be saying dumb shit like that. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dilapidated. What does that even mean? Destroyed? Abandoned? Fucking cummed on? Like, I don't know what dilapidated mean, by the way. I'm not about to sit here and search it or anything. Please, someone tell me what dilapidated means. Using these weird ass words, bro. We're not in the 300,000 BC era, bro. We're not caving. We're not making up words anymore. This is the most advanced English language, okay? We don't use words like dilapidated. What is it, some England shit? Like, no offense to anything, but like, damn. I don't want to hear those words.
I heard a crash type sound from above, like something falling over. I felt my heart skip a beat. I went back outside and pointed my flashlight up at the walkway above, at the broken glass doors. I felt a rush as I decided to go up there and check out the rooms. What I felt like deep down was that there was an animal in one of the rooms, but there's always that chance that you run into other explorers or perhaps a homeless person in places like this.
Homeless people are the scariest people who, dead ass, bro. Homeless people are probably one of the scariest niggas on earth because they have literally nothing to lose. They will fuck you up. Like, I would never have an encounter with a homeless nigga.
I made my way upstairs and peeked into each room that I passed. They were all similarly furnished, with junk, debris, old mattresses, and odd pieces of old furniture. As I walked further down the walkway, a banging sound became audible. It got louder as I continued to walk.
Why is he still in here?
It was a consistent, slow banging, like thump, 2 seconds, thump, 2 seconds, thump. Someone was here.
Someone's dying,
I approached the door to the room I was positive that it was coming from. As I got closer, it stopped. Uh-oh. Maybe they heard my footsteps. I announced to whoever was in there that I'm just an explorer and I mean no harm. I peeked into the room with the flashlight now off.
Why is he in here again?
It was almost pitch black in there, but I'm 50% certain I saw the shape of a person a little further into the room by the back wall. The room smelled like straight feces.
Ugh.
I pulled my head out from the room to look down at my flashlight and turn it on, but in a careful position to not point the light right into the room right away.
Doesn't matter,
I aimed it down at first at the floor, and then peered into the room again, and slowly pointed the light into the room. And I saw 2 pale bare feet approaching me fast.
Bro, you got balls, bro. Pause. Like, nigga, nigga, you are just... Why are you so fearless? Like, I understand, nigga, it's okay to have fears. Like, a little shooken in your heart. Like, people are like, oh, I don't fear nothing. Like, yeah, I really don't neither. I don't fear people, but there's certain points in life and shit like this where you need a little fear in your fucking heart. You a little too damn fearless, nigga. What is your name? Fearless? I actually know somebody named Fearless. Shout out to that.
A muscle jerk reaction. I pointed the light up more to fully reveal this woman with a bloodied forehead and yellow guck on her mouth, which was hanging open.
What?
It was a sight from a nightmare. I was out of there so quick. I heard the woman screaming as I was running away, and her screams didn't get much further away, which told me she was chasing after me. I ran down the stairs and back outside. I ran the entire way back to my car. I wasn't followed this far.
Why the fuck are you
I called
here?
one of my good friends, George, who's also into urban exploration.
But see, and that was part of the reasons why I didn't want to do the abandoned places, because that, man, homeless people, bro, like I said, that is like a thing where you got to be careful. I mean, it would be like 3 of us. At the end of the day, you don't know what anyone's capable of. Don't put nothing past nobody. I think I've said that before, but y'all, man, I don't put nothing past nobody. Simple.
I had invited him to come with me originally to this place, but he was unable to. I told him what just happened. We came to a weird and disturbing agreement that the thumping I was hearing was that woman banging her head on the wall, hence why her forehead was so bloody.
Most likely.
I asked if I should call the police, kind of just thinking out loud. He said definitely not, as I'd be admitting to trespassing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually drove around the immediate area by the Taco Bell and the few stores in the area, looking for a payphone so I could anonymously call the police about this deranged, dangerous woman. But obviously payphones are really a thing of the past, so it was just a pointless effort.
Nigga, what
What I ended up doing was calling the non-emergency number and reporting the deranged woman, but also claiming I was not the one to find her. Rather, I heard someone else had run into her.
Yeah.
It was as vague as possible, and I hung up. Because I didn't want to stick around there, I don't know if the police eventually went to investigate, but whatever was wrong with that
Probably
woman,
not,
she
to be
should have been in
honest.
a psych ward or something. In all of my years of exploring, I'd never encountered anything like that.
My question is, why were you... Did they say why he was there in the first place? Like, what would be the reason for him to be here? I didn't understand. So Larry Seaman. Okay, bet. Story 2. First story, though, it was cool. I enjoyed the story for the most part. It's just like, some of y'all, what y'all be doing, bro? It's just like, why, nigga? Like, and at least if you do this, man, get some footage, make some money off of it or something. You just out there just living homeless people life. Like, I don't...
A few years ago, I lived in a small town. My family decided to move us 4 hours away to get away from all the drama.
By the way,
While my
I
parents were out of
I woke up like 3 hours ago, so and my head kind of hurts. So if you see me like not really trying to exert my,
town picking out houses, I brought my friend over and called up my cousins to take a little road trip. The place I wanted to go was pretty much off limits, but we were daredevils and wanted to experience something scary. We picked a place that was 2 to 3 hours away called Bryce Hospital. This place was supposedly haunted due to the history of it. It was a psychiatric facility where they would keep mentally ill people. There were rumors about how some of the patients were mistreated and tortured.
Come on with
As
this
the
outlash
population
shit,
declined,
man.
they eventually shut down. Over the years, the building began rotting and succumbing to nature. We
This is some
decided to
outlash
leave
shit,
around
bro.
11 p.m. so we could make it there by 2 a.m. The car ride was pretty fun, and we were all very pumped to see what we would find.
Y'all
We
gross,
arrived around
man.
like 2:43 a.m. and stopped at the beginning of the
3
dirt
a.m.
road that led to it. We sat there for a few minutes, contemplating if we should really do this or not, because we already had a bad feeling. After 10 minutes of staring at a dark road, we decided to go on. As we went down the road, it felt like it would never end. The grass was fully grown and there were branches everywhere. It was pitch black and we could barely even see the road. We finally made it to the building, and once we did, we all just stared in amazement. It was huge. The roof was rotted off and vines were growing all over the walls.
I
In
want
the
to say
middle of the
something.
parking lot, or what was once the parking lot.
So I want to because, and it's so crazy, y'all, because it's like buildings and places like this. Like, I've always been so interested because obviously Outlast. Let me know if y'all want me to ever play that game. By the way, I don't know, but I know like some of the story for sure. Like, I think I watched Corey play it like a fuck long ago. I don't remember, but. They actually missed it doesn't. I don't put, like I said, I don't put it past nobody, so I wouldn't be surprised. But this is this shit, I don't know why that's so creepy to me. Oh my god, a building where people used to live there that were crazy and people were mistreated, doing weird shit. That it shuts down and just a big ass building and memories of fucking just weird shit. Break the building down at that point. Y'all feel me? Break the building down, man.
Had a giant old water fountain that also had vines growing from the sides.
Oh.
It was so dark we could only see with the headlights illuminated. We turned the car off and got out. We began walking into the building, and the first thing I noticed was pentagrams sprayed all over the walls.
Pentagrams.
We kept walking farther in, and made our way up the stairs, which was very hard considering they were practically non-existent. We climbed a ladder and got onto what was left of the roof.
Nigga, a ladder?
We looked around and noticed a light in the front of the building. It looked like a phone light. We called out, but nobody answered, and the light vanished as quickly as it appeared.
Come on, bro.
My cousin told us to follow him into another room so he could make sure we were safe, but I had a terrible feeling.
Well, this is a lot of y'all.
I wandered off into another room that was right beside the room they were in. I looked around and saw old
I got a question again. I feel like I'm back in school. So, what are Mr. Nightmare guy? What are these pictures? Are this actually from the building? Like, y'all gotta let me know. Like, what are these pictures of? Is it just to like give me like visuals of what it could look like? I'm going to assume, but like, I would like to believe this is actually like real photos. I don't know.
Mattresses and more graffiti. I heard my cousins talking when all of a sudden I heard a faint sound.
What was
it? Was like someone threw a rock at the window of the room I was in.
Come on with that shit.
I didn't think anything of it and kept looking
shit
around. I met back up with my cousins and friend. We decided to go to the basement to check it out.
Oh, no.
Once we got down there, we had to take a break because it was difficult getting to the bottom due to the stairs being smashed. We sat there catching our breath until we heard a voice from the back of the room. We all paused, looking at each other. I was too afraid to move, fearing whatever was in there.
This is the problem. You heard a weird, faint voice. Y'all all heard it. And you gonna sit there and go, what are you looking for? And if I ever did a video of me doing shit like this, if we see her do one thing, we're out that bitch. And the video, it could be 2 minutes long, it could be 15 minutes long. Once we start seeing real encounters with shit like that, and we both hear, we all hear something, we're gone. We're all gone. Fuck all the footage. Or I mean, they're doing this for fun, but y'all get what I'm saying though? Like, if I hear any of this, I'm not gonna go, whoa, nigga, get the fuck up out of there, bro.
We all paused, looking at each other.
Why are you pausing?
To move, fearing whatever was in there would come after
bitches,
me.
Bro. I would have ran.
Cousin walked back.
That's more than standing there just doing that.
As the light reached the far end of the room, he saw someone squatted, looking towards the wall. My cousin began backing up slowly with the light still on the guy.
If y'all just saw me do
Once
that,
he got back to where we
these
were,
little black things he's putting on the screen, I thought somebody was like coming out this like corner right over here, bro. Chill, Nightmare.
He lifted us out and began pulling himself out. Once we were out, he yelled to the man, asking if he was okay. The man turned around and stared blankly at us.
Bro.
There was a moment of silence before the man let out wild screams. He began running towards us. We all started screaming and running away. We had no idea where to run, but ended up climbing out of the window. We ended up in the woods behind the building. I remember running and screaming because I heard the man right behind me.
See?
My cousins were far ahead of me, and I saw their flashlights slowly fading. I ran into so many trees that my entire body started to ache.
Damn.
I finally caught up to them in a clearing. We found a trail and started trying to find our way back to the car.
Honestly, though, another thing, if he didn't have no weapons, y'all could have beat his ass. I'd rather be safe than sorry, because who knows, this nigga could be like Ryu or like Ken from fucking like Street Fighter. But you never, bro, I would have jumped him. Maybe not. Maybe what I would really do in real life, I would most likely run. But if y'all couldn't outrun him and then y'all had to climb, low-key, y'all could have just beat his ass at that point. Y'all feel what I'm saying though? Like, y'all could have low-key jumped him. If there's 3 of y'all and y'all can't take one homeless nigga, that nigga, he must be on the best meth steroids mixture ever, bro. Like that is not it.
We ended up going the wrong direction for an hour.
See?
And decided to turn back and try the other direction. It was a grueling way back, but we finally saw the building again and sighed with relief knowing we weren't far from the car.
Exactly.
As we approached the car, we heard
going
rustling in one of the bushes by the building. And like before, a rock flew out and hit my friend. We saw the man emerge from the bush, and we had to make a run for the car.
No, whoop his.
As we were running.
Now y'all gotta whoop his. Cause if the car right there, he threw a rock at you. What homeless nigga went, what was that, guys? And it's just a homeless nigga just charging at them. First of all, so before I might have been reaching with the whipping ass thing, but now since the car's right there, beat his little ass. Like, actually whoop his ass. Like,
the man was a decent length behind us to where we could open the doors and lock them once we got in.
No, because you gotta struggle to start. Yeah, exactly. You gotta struggle, put the key in, he could bust your windows. I would be safe to beat his ass right there, to be honest. At that point, you literally have to whoop his ass. We're out of your home. We're out of your fucking dungeon abandoned place. You can leave us alone now, nigga. No, my meth is too strong. Now you whoop him.
The car, and when we did, the headlights turned on, only to show the man running towards us. He started banging on the windows with a glass bottle.
See?
We put it in drive and took off out of there. The whole entire time we were heading home, we sat in silence. I think we all felt the same sense of shock. My body was shaking.
But
After
yo,
that
what the
night,
fuck is
we
that?
never had any interest in urban exploring ever again.
Yeah, keep your ass at home. That story's funny. It's crazy because there was literally 3 anonymous. This shit gonna get real right here. This is gonna get real. My thing, y'all could have beat his ass right there. That second go around, y'all could have whooped his ass up. That's just me.
This happened in the countryside of Georgia.
Georgia.
I was 15 at the time with my brother Seb, who was 18. Seb was big on exploring creepy places at the time with. This happened in the countryside of Georgia. I was 15 at the time with my brother Seb, who was 18.
Why would you say your brother's name when you're anonymous? His name is Seb. And, like, you might as well just didn't drop any names and be like, my brother.
18. Seb was big on exploring creepy places.
Said it's not his real name.
He somehow heard of this huge abandoned house not far from us from someone he knew. I guess he didn't want to explore it alone, so one day he brought me along with him to go check it out. Seb parked the car in a rather hidden location, covered by a bunch of trees. The house property wasn't visible from here. We'd have to walk down this concrete road that clearly hadn't been touched in forever. There were giant cracks with grass and weeds growing through it just about everywhere. All the grass around the road was overgrown, almost overtaken with weeds as well.
Bro, I'm just thinking about this, like roads like this, if you rode your bike, bro, you're gonna fucking, your wheels gonna get stuck here, you're gonna just lean over and just faceplant and do the scorpion, bro. And I don't know, cause like back in the day, bro, riding bikes was just like the most perfect thing ever, bro.
Suddenly,
you roll that bike on this road, you're dying.
Behind us in our direction.
Teeth is gone.
I asked Seb what we should do, and he said to just play it cool. If we started to run, it would look suspicious. The woman was walking with both her hands folded behind her back, as if she were going for a relaxing stroll. We kept walking at our regular pace, maybe picking it up a bit, just slightly. I turned around once more, and she was much closer now.
Why am I turning?
I could see a smile on her face.
I'm like this.
She was looking back at me. Then she said, "Lovely day today, isn't it?"
No.
My brother and I simultaneously responded, "Yeah." She kept walking behind us, getting closer and closer. Then, as she was almost right on top of us, with her hands still folded behind her back, she said, "I have to go to bed now." Seb and I looked at one another with confused looks.
I'd have knocked her ass out.
We both picked up the pace now without saying a word to each other. We just saw in each other's faces that it was time to speed up and get away from this woman.
She just said it's time to go to night.
My brother turned around one last time and said, "Have a great day, ma'am." We stayed in the speed walk pace for a while, and the next time we turned around, that woman was gone. Completely off the road.
Off the grid.
That meant she must have taken off into the woods, which was incredibly creepy. It was absolutely a chilling start to this little field trip.
Right? That would have sent me home at that point.
It was noticeably deteriorated.
That would have just sent me home.
There were vines of ivy growing up certain parts of the walls.
Ivy?
Some of the glass windows were shattered, meaning it had been explored before. And that's exactly how we entered the house, through one of the broken windows. We climbed in, making sure not to cut ourselves on any broken glass. Right from the start, surprisingly, there was a lot of stuff left behind, like all the furniture, albeit it looked a little worn out. All the wall decor, the little decorations on the coffee table looked a little worn out. All the wall decor,
what is wall decor?
On the coffee
I don't know what the hell that
is. Even when we went into the kitchen and checked the fridge, there were food items left behind. Very rotten food items. Opening that fridge was like getting smacked in the face with the smell of death.
Yeah.
After checking the whole first floor, we went down to the basement.
Come on, bro.
The basement, like the first floor, was still completely furnished, although down here was a lot messier. There were a ton of things like loose sheets of paper and garbage spread out on the floor. The carpet was a faded blue color. There was a little bit of light that came into the room through the windows at the top of the walls.
Like, get that shit off here.
And then we heard a noise from upstairs. A distinct thump. We both just froze like statues, waiting for any kind of noise again. Within a few seconds, we chalked it up to just being a noise of an old, deteriorating house. There wasn't much else to see in the basement.
Man, alright, I'm starting to think, and honestly, guys, if you didn't see my story time I made at this coworker that I worked with, and my the story about like how annoying and weird he was and all that. I'm thinking, because a comment literally said, like, man, that's a part of growing up, man. Like, you gonna realize that people are actually, like, weird or something. But, like, now the more that I'm just, like, getting older, like he said, I'm really realizing how actually dumb people truly are. Like, it's not even funny. Like, are you actually fucking dumb.
Like statues, waiting for any kind of noise again. Within a few seconds, we chalked it up to just being a noise of an old, deteriorating house.
What noise are you, like, what? Yeah, no. Like, no wonder why you stayed anonymous, because if I saw your name, I would have had to literally fry the dog shit out you. Are you dumb? I hope he gets tooken.
There wasn't much else to see in the basement, so we went back up to the first floor.
That is dumb.
The only place
You're
left
dumb.
to check was the upstairs.
Oh.
At the top of the stairs, from what I remember, was the bathroom directly in front of the stairs. And then to the left was a small hallway that led to an open door, and then the hallway cut left. I don't remember what was to the right, but I'll tell you why in a second.
Yeah.
Seb and I went left and into the first doorway. It was a bedroom. A decently sized bedroom, but it didn't seem like the master bedroom. There was a double bed in there, and an antique-looking dresser. There were some old articles of clothing left behind in the dresser. Nothing I wanted to touch. Seb left the room first, and then he said my name in a very concerned, scared-sounding tone. I looked up at him, and he was looking down the hall. I stepped into the hall and saw what he was looking at.
That just scared the absolute fuck out of me. It's one of those scares where obviously I didn't get, oh! It was one of the ones where I'm just completely just, body just, heart just drops. Get this bitch off my screen.
There was that woman from earlier, standing in front of the bed in another bedroom at the end of the short hallway. She was still smiling like before. She opened her mouth and said, "Do you want to see what's behind my back?" My brother screamed, "Fuck you," and he pushed me to start running. We both made a beeline for the front door and sprinted to the outside.
Get this off.
I couldn't help but look back at the house, at the upstairs windows, expecting her to be at one of them, but she wasn't.
There you go.
I also just had to make sure she wasn't chasing after us. We kept running until we were out of sight from the house, and then we kept running some more, even though my cardio sucked and I was out of breath. When we finally made it back to the car, I gagged, trying to throw up from exhaustion. We got in the car and Seb drove us home. The whole ride, we couldn't stop theorizing what it was that just happened. We said it might have been some loony woman off her meds or escaped from a mental facility or something. Maybe she was living in that abandoned house. But even explaining all of that away, the big question is, what did she have behind her back? And was she holding it that whole time she was walking behind us?
Probably.
So many questions that will never be
answered. And the best part about that question and all that... and wait, hold on. This story might not be real. Now thinking about it, because... how would she even know that y'all going into the abandoned house? Like, where y'all wasn't even that far. Like, I don't believe this last one. No wonder why you anonymous, because you a bitch. And next, what was I about to say? Oh, and I mean, it clearly wasn't nothing too important behind her back, because she said, "Oh, you want to see what's behind my back," and you didn't show. And if you showed it, and if it was a gun, they would have been clapped. So she ain't on shit. She pussy as fuck. I'm not worried about this. But hope y'all enjoyed this Mr. Nightmare. Great channel, man. I actually really like this channel right here, man. The way he describes these stories, like the narration, I thought I subbed to him, but I guess not. Like the way he's like telling the story, because I think he's the narrator. I'm pretty sure he obviously doesn't make up these stories. People's names are on here, like Seaman. But hope y'all enjoy, man. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna take care of this backdrop. It looks so gross. And I'm out, man.